All right, without further ado, we're going to jump into this Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal run with Zem92. Zem, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me, Jiggy.
I am so pumped that you're here to showcase. This is Ratchet 3, right? This is the third one.
Yes, this is Ratchet and Clank 3, or Up Your Arsenal, as it's known to some. This is an amazing game. We're going to be running the All Collectables category, which, despite its name, only collects most of the collectibles. But we don't have to really go too deep in the weeds with that. So basically, what you're going to see today is you're going to see a category that 100% minus the boring stuff. So no weapon grinding, no like arena grinding. It's just non-stop gameplay for 90 straight minutes. And joining me on commentary, I have the man, the myth, the legend himself. I have SM Loader.
Hello.
Truth be told, SM Loader knows absolutely nothing about this game at all. Well, that's not 100% true. He knows some stuff.
That's not true. Come on.
Yeah, that's not true. I got to give you some credit. But basically, he's here today because he's one of my best friends, and I haven't gotten the chance to hang out with him for a while. And so I figured we were just going to hang out and just like talk about stuff.
We love nepotism. Nepotism. Let's go. Nepotism couch. I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
I'm almost as excited as getting to level 8 in this golden kappa. All right, I'll stop.
No, by all means, keep doing it. If I were in your shoes, I'd be doing the same thing. All right, so I guess without much further ado, we're going to get into this. I actually do also have to warn you guys in advance. At any given moment, my PS3 can crash, the game can crash, or my controller can stop working. It's truly, it's a mixed bag of sorted affairs here. So I'm going to start the run now.
Is this just a reoccurring thing with all PlayStation 3s? Do PlayStation 3s just stop working? This is a reoccurring bit this weekend.
Yeah, I think at some point, our community is going to have to start investing in a lot of thermal paste. I think that's just something that we're going to have to just really look into as a community. So, all right. So I'm going to start the run now. And basically the timing will begin. It's going to fly into Veldin. I'll give a 3, 2, 1 start. So this is the last empty load screen right here. And then 3, 2, 1, start. So at the beginning here, essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to just make a beeline to finish Veldin. So to go a little bit deeper into what these collectibles actually are. So there are 15 in-game trophies that you have to collect. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 6 of them are collected throughout like the game as just things you pick up. But a lot of them are given to you via really strange conditions you have to meet. Maybe I have that backwards. Maybe it's 9 you pick. I don't even remember. So basically, it's all titanium bolts. So there's 40 of them throughout the run. There's 30 skill points. There are a bunch of things you have to pick up, like that are kind of scattered throughout the game that are carried between playthroughs. And yeah, that's basically it. So right here is going to be the first little sequence that's pretty tough. So I'm going to do a 2-frame long jump chain right here to clip through this wall. And then hopefully the game doesn't lag immensely right here, and I can grab this ledge and we can make it to the end of the level. So that was a pretty nice starting sequence. I'm glad that I didn't die there. And on Florana here, what's going to happen is there's a skill point you have to get. This is the first chump check of the category. You have to beat the path of death without taking any damage at all. So we're going to do this while also picking up a titanium bolt. But first we have to get to the path of death. So we're going to go right here and then just jump through this little hole. And now we make it to the end of the level. It's it needs to be... Oh yeah, go ahead, Loader. Go ahead.
So you mentioned all the trophies. Don't you not get like 2 of them?
There are 4 that you don't pick up in total. The 4 that you don't get are leveling up your nanotech to 200, leveling up all of your weapons to V8, doing all of the Galactic Ranger missions, and did I already say all the weapons? Oh yeah, doing all the Annihilation Nation like arena challenges that are kind of annoying. So it's yeah, like I said, oh, it's a really unfortunate way to lose the skill point right at the end of the level. So I have to die and do that whole thing over again. But yeah, basically it is... I forget why. I think... So, okay. The only collectible that we're really missing outside of those annoying trophies is the PDA. And if I remember the lore correctly, the reason why... you don't get the PDA in this category is because the person who made this category, Yoandy, just genuinely forgot that the PDA existed. And so, yeah, he made the category and people started running it, and then people were like, wait, why don't we have the PDA in this? And then by that point, it was already too late, so we just kept it going. So yeah. And now I'm just gonna not get killed by Quark here. And... that's the end of the level. So, yeah, a bit of an unfortunate early 40-second time loss by having to redo that whole level. But thankfully, this category is... there's tons of things all over the place where you can save and lose time nearly on a whim. And coming up is actually a trick that is such a huge, like... how do I even say this? So there's a trick coming up here that has a lot of history for this game. The trick that I'm about to do on this next planet legitimately made a bunch of runners, including myself, quit the game for a long time. It's called boxies. Well, so okay, there's like a bit of a culture war. Some people call it boxies and some people call it boxy yeets. But basically, when you're doing boxies, you buy a weapon called the suck cannon, which is as hilarious as the name would suggest. And what you do with it is you partially suck up a crate, and with the crate, you can store the velocity of the crate getting sucked up by the suck cannon, and then use it to launch Ratchet hundreds of meters in the air. It's actually incredibly sick looking, but when this strategy was first discovered, it was so hard to do, and the setups were so inconsistent that it just made the game a nightmare to play. But as with everything, over the years, the setups have gotten significantly more normalized and a lot easier. The person who basically found all the setups, Torbulin, he keeps saying that all of them are really free and that boxies in general are really easy, and I just want to make it clear that yes, they're easy once you know what you're doing, but sometimes it takes you a few months to get the hang of it. So, yeah. Oh, and we also have a common joke, because one time when I was doing this strategy during a run, I was practicing this, and some guy came into my chat and was complaining about boxies, as many people are wont to do, and said that me using boxies in my speedrun was like MMA fighting a bunch of kids in wheelchairs. And so now this is like forever known as the MMA segment of the stream. So we're gonna start with, this is like the miniature, this is like the warm-up boxy. This is not the hard one, but this is a sample of what's to come. So we have to adjust it. There's like a lot of things I try to look out for while I'm doing this, such as like where the rotation of the box is. This might be a little tricky. Okay, that's a frame 7. I can make that work. Let's see here, I gotta focus for a second. Come on. Nice. Okay, first try boxy. I will absolutely take that. So basically what happened there is, by launching Ratchet and then bouncing him off that building, and then that thing that I grabbed was the refractor here on the laser defense facility, And, oh, crud. I accidentally messed up the other boxy. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I can just do the backup boxy. Let me see here. There's a newer boxy that I just learned. I don't really know how to do this one super well. I believe this is 17. This is a really risky boxy for me to be doing. If I mess this up, I could actually just lose the entire run. But let's just try this. Please? I think this will be good enough. Let me see this. Okay, barely made it. Now
Wow.
I need to make sure these guys don't hurt me, and I set this up fast enough to be able to grab the titanium bolts. I can't kill these guys because it messes up the skill point that I have to do. I forgot where I was. Let me see. Need these guys over here. Crud. This might be a little tricky. I gotta do a little bit of buffoonery to save this. Okay. I've never had to do this backup like this before and keep all these guys alive, so I'm kind of trying a new strat in real time. Ooh, that was very close. I'm gonna play it safe here and just kill these guys. Okay.
So what happens if on your other boxy you just don't make it and die?
If I had messed that boxy up and fallen hundreds of meters to my death, what would have happened was I would have completely lost the LDF checkpoint right here in the laser defense facility, and I would have been forced to do 7 minutes of missions. So it would have legitimately just bricked the whole run. So what's tricky here is I have to do a skill point where I kill, I think it's like 25 enemies with lasers. I forget exactly how many it is. I don't count. I just murder. But basically what I have to do now is I have to kind of adapt in real time and kill some more enemies off to the side. So this is kind of scuffed. But basically with this category, it's just brutally difficult, and anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And so before I do anything else, I want to kill the dudes that are over here. And this should be good. It's still going to be a little tricky. I need this guy. So this big guy shooting lasers at me, I need him to keep shooting lasers at me. Maybe? This is a little tricky. I'm not sure what to do in this exact situation. I need him to keep shooting at me. I need to bait this guy over here and kill him with the laser.
Did he just disappear?
Yeah, I think he just like... Oh, okay. I don't know where I got that skill point from. If I had to guess, I think me going into proximity of one of the dudes off screen activated the Moby, and it moved him into a laser from off screen, and it gave me the skill point. So this was very, very difficult to situationally deal with. But again, with this category, so much of it is just how prepared you are to deal with every single situation possible. So I find that in every single no reset that I ever do of this game, I both learn something and see something I've never seen before. So that was very difficult to deal with, but that's Marcadia. That's one of the hardest planets in the entire run. And you'll see pretty much every single elite level runner loses the majority of their runs to that planet. Like, if you get past that, I mean, there's obvious other reset points, but so many things can go wrong on Marcadia that you'll see, I would say probably 70% of runs reset right there. So very happy to be through that. I didn't make any backup or safety saves either, because I was just like, well, I basically came into this run with the mentality of, if I'm not good enough to figure it out on the fly, then I deserve to go over estimate. So this is another boxy. This boxy is way easier than the other one, and is oftentimes like, this one actually fools people quite a lot, because it's such an easy boxy to learn that people learn this one and they're like, oh, well then all the other boxies must be really easy too. And then that's just not the case at all. So, but it's still a great first boxy for people to learn if you're ever interested in running this game. So now what we're gonna do is the vid comic. So this is the game within the game, and basically you play as Captain Quark, and it's a side scroller where you have to collect all these tokens and things like that. So I actually want to do that thing that I said I was going to do earlier while I do this, and strike up conversation points with SM Loader. And I wanted to ask you, Loader, how you felt about that Alex Honnold clip that I sent you before this all started.
I haven't actually seen any of it, other than I saw that it was delayed for rain, like I said. But it makes me wonder if they designed the buildings to be climbable.
It almost, okay. So, sorry. Go ahead. Wait, was that Jiggy? Were you about to say something there?
Are you talking about the guy who climbed the big building? Is that what we're,
Yeah.
is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about.
That happened. He sure did climb it.
Yeah, so for those uninitiated, if you ever start doing anything rock climbing related, the first name you'll learn about is Alex Honnold, who is the first person, and so far only person, to climb El Capitan, the largest mountain in, I think, is it Yellowstone? It's one of the largest mountains in the United States, and he climbed it without a rope. And so if he had fallen at any point, he would have just died. And he does this a lot. And earlier, I think it was technically today, but he went to Taiwan and climbed like the tallest building in Taiwan without a rope. And so I sent Loader the clip. Like, I do a lot of climbing. Like, it's one of my favorite hobbies. And I don't know how anyone could ever do that, because I will watch those videos from the comfort of my own home, and my palms will be profusely sweating the entire time I'm watching him do it. So, yeah, I don't know, man. People are just built different.
I wonder too.
I was gonna say, I feel like I feel like you have to be a special kind of like smart to be able to do something like that. Like, you have to know exactly every kind of like where your body weight is, where you can stand, where you can rest. I feel like that would be the hardest part, right?
Yeah, and at one point he was showing off on like one of the last holds of Taipei 101, and he like stuck both of his legs inside like this little crevice in the building, and then just leaned backwards and took his whole hand, like both of his hands off of the thing, just so that he could chalk both of his hands at the same time. And like every single person watching that was like, "What are you doing?" Like everyone was just freaking out. Okay, so actual gameplay moment I have to talk about. I just picked up the charge boots, and the charge boots are a pretty important gadget. I would actually go so far as to say that they're the most broken gadget, certainly in this game, arguably in any Ratchet game. Although I guess the PDA would probably give it a run for its money in Ratchet 1. And there's probably some future gadgets that would also give it a run for its money. But basically, with these charge boots, we can do all sorts of crazy tricks. And this is where the skill expression of this game really pops off in a huge way, because now you'll just get to see me like zoom past a lot of my problems, like this, where I can just clip through this door, and then charge, cancel, and hyper strike to the end of this level. So something to note as well, two things to note. Number one, Ratchet in the Ratchet and Clank series, walls are really truly just suggestions. And you can and should assume that every wall and every surface can help you break this game in some way, shape, or form. And number two, pre-creation in the chat brought up a really good point, which is that I'm playing in German, which, if you don't know, language kind of matters in some Ratchet games. And if you ever want to know the secret, fun, cool reason why we play in German, just pop by my stream and ask me to press the button. But basically, the reason why we play in German is because there's one unskippable piece of dialogue that where the director talks 3.7 seconds faster in German than he does in English, and that's the only reason. And so, so many people asked me this question on such a repeated basis that the button I'm referring to, I made a video that just explains it for me anytime anyone ever asks, and then I just press the button. And so, you know, I don't have to think anymore. It's pretty nice.
He always says that, but the real reason is his pride won't let him admit that he can't afford the Chinese version on IQ.
That's so true, although I think that joke might go over the heads of this particular crowd.
The Chinese version, then. To pretend I didn't say IQ.
Well, I still appreciated the joke for what it's worth. That's like the old it's an Ocarina of Time joke for those uninitiated.
I'm pretty sure though they made like other IQs like going into the future. Like I think Chinese Nintendo equivalents have all been IQs if they exist, but I could be wrong.
I can't say I know enough about that to be able to weigh in on it. Okay, so while we were discussing and doling out the harshness, I had to do some cool stuff there, and it was really cool, and I enjoyed doing it. And we're gonna do more of it, I think. So now we're going back to Dax because we didn't actually beat the boss of Dax. And you know what? No, I hold on. I have a little... I'm gonna, you know, just for you guys, just because I know there's so many fans of it, I'm gonna play a little tiny bit of the Courtney Gears cutscene that everyone loves. For those who don't know, there's a pop star, a pop sensation in this universe named Courtney Gears, who basically is just a direct Britney Spears reference. And there's an extremely famous cutscene in this game where they watch her music video. So that's what we're gonna watch right now.
Ein großer Fan von Courtney Gears zu sein.
Courtney wer?
Du weißt doch, die Granate, die bei Zerstör deine Welt die Preise verleiht.
Ach ja, sehr bemerkenswerte Außenhülle.
Klar, es liegt wohl kaum an ihrer Stimme, dass sie die angesagteste Sängerin der Galaxie ist.
Merkwürdig. Anscheinend wurde
I can't hear it without the subtitles.
Videos bearbeitet.
Lass mal sehen. Ich meine, vielleicht gibt
Oh, it's in German. I didn't even realize. Because I can't hear any of it.
I can't hear any of it either.
I'm curious what it sounds like in German.
Like, der Robot, kills them all. That's kind of stuff.
Well, anyway, that's all you guys get. If you want the director's like uncut version, then you know, basically if you just yell and scream enough in my stream, then I'll probably just play it. Oops. Lyrics are still in English. Wait, was it actually in English?
Yeah.
Oh, it was? Wait, it was in English? In the German version? That's funny. Well, I'm not playing with any game audio, so I couldn't tell, but that's actually really funny that they did that. I guess they just didn't... I mean, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, not only does he not play with game audio ever, but he also plays 16:9 stretched by choice.
Yeah.
So
well, okay. A couple things to note is that number one, these days I actually do play with game audio, and because it's actually quite helpful. It's just that for this particular run, the audio would have been forced into one ear, and so I just didn't really feel like making tech's life harder. So I was just like, I'll just play with it muted. But yeah, I do play this game in 4:3 stretched into 16:9. So I don't know. People say that it's weird, but I think it looks quite nice.
There's no way you mean that.
I like it. I don't know, man. What do you want me to say here?
I think that you're just ignorant of what normal 16:9 looks like, and if it wasn't stretched, you'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, that's like the extent of what I would say. I would just be like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I would just move on with my life. Yeah, I don't know. But Loader actually brought this up before we, before this run started. And I realized that that's probably why when I play on emulator, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Because on emulator, I play on 16:9, but on console, I play on 4:3, and it probably just messes up a bunch of my setups. But, you know, tomato, tomato. Okay, let me see here. I think... So basically for this particular arena, this is the only one where you have to, like, actually kill a bunch of enemies. And then from this point forward, it's just kind of... This entire level is the salty spittoon. Like, it just is incredibly difficult, and you can die and lose, like, an entire minute at any moment. So, basically, I'm just going to be doing my best to not die and not lose, like, an entire minute at any moment. So, I'm going to... So, there's a lot that you need to do here. The most important thing is that there's a skill point for beating all 8 of these, like, gauntlet challenges. And so, this is number 2. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to die as the next mission loads in. And so now I've activated something called Ghost Ratchet. Very scary stuff. Please don't be scared. So basically now what I have to do is you get Ghost Ratchet for 10,000 frames. So for the next 2 minutes and 46 seconds, I can walk through any wall in the game. And we're going to use this to our advantage to beat the rest of these 6 gauntlet challenges extremely fast. However, the thing is, with all this movement unlocked, it's incredibly easy to die, like right here. And I just immediately messed it up. So that happens, but it's okay. This is actually one of the better ones to mess it up on, because I can recover this very easily. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to... hold on, I can actually salvage this, and I know exactly how to. Please stop. Please. Okay, never mind. They just wanted me dead. They wanted me dead really badly. Okay, we'll long jump. And then that's not going to happen again. The worst mechanic ever put into these this game series was wall bounces. I don't know why they did it, and I really like, it feels like they did it to hurt me personally. But that's okay. We'll just reactivate Ghost Ratchet here.
You only use it like twice in each game.
Okay, there we go. So now, we are going to essentially just use this to clip through the walls of every single other level. This is just like a lot of my chat members give me grief for dying here a lot, and they're just like, "Oh man, what the? Oh, you have to be kidding! My controller stopped working."
He did warn us.
I did warn you guys.
That's an add to the counter, folks. We should create a counter.
Yeah, you can go ahead and create a counter. I don't mind.
A counter for how many times the PlayStation blows up, or how many times the controller dies.
So this actually, I can reset up Ghost Ratchet very easily here too. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is we jump here, and then we land right here. There we go. Beautiful. You know, it's like... Okay, man. The game is just not my friend right now. The game really just wants me dead at every, like, turn. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, a lot of people give me grief for dying here a lot. In my runs. And they're like, dude, why don't you just spend more time practicing Annihilation Nation? And what they don't see is me practicing Annihilation Nation literally every single day of my life. But the planet just never gets easier. But I think a lot of it, honestly, is just like a mental barrier that I currently have in this category. Where all I need is just, I think, a few more runs where I don't actually mess this up at all. And I think it's just going to click, and then this will just no longer be a problem spot for me. But this is the last one. And you can kind of get an idea of how silky smooth this area looks when you actually do everything correctly. It's pretty epic. But yeah, obviously it's just like, this is just not an easy section of the game by any stretch of the imagination.
Do those missions normally all end in the same spot, or can you just go to like any of the places where they end and it'll end it for you?
That's a great question. There's 2 different endings, and they kind of rotate which one gets which, but you don't actually have to do the correct ending. You just have to go to any ending. And so we just go to the same one over and over because it's the fastest one to go to.
You think the developers intended for you to do that?
No. No, not even a little bit.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, I hope you guys like that. We established this early on that Loader's gonna be the everyman and I'm gonna be the expert. And we also established that when it comes to commentary for most things, that's the only dichotomy of commentators that actually works. Like, you have the one guy who's like, well, actually, this thing is really complicated for this reason. And like, for example, like throwing an American football, right? Like, you have like Tom Brady being like, well, actually, this is extremely complicated because you got to throw it in this angle and from this position. And then you have like another commentator who's like, I don't know, man. I think you should just throw the football better.
Or we could switch it up to the other one and be like, well, if he wants to save time here, he needs to go fast. And I've seen a couple runs in my day, and it really comes down to who wants it most and who's fastest in these kinds of situations. Bob, back to you, Bill.
Yeah, it's true. I also want to point out that there's a boxy I could have done here that I did not do because I don't really know why. I guess I accidentally messed up my weapon order and I just didn't feel prepared for it. And there's a common joke that anytime I don't do a boxy that I could have done, that like somewhere in the world, Torbulin, who's like the dude who found all the boxy setups, is like crying and kicking and screaming and like there's just something like he just senses that there's like something wrong in the universe. It's like a gut feeling. Oops. So yeah, I'm sorry to all the Torbulins of the world for you know, for my transgressions.
Did you call him Torbulin?
Yes, his name is Torbulin.
Torbulin?
Which, yeah, it's Swedish for stale bread.
Torbulin.
Yes, or as the Swedes would say, Torbulin. There's more than one. Yeah, there's like probably hundreds of thousands of Torbulins if I had to guess. At least it feels that way a lot of the time.
One must imagine that at least half of the bread in the world is stale.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that also mean that half the bread in the world can be used to make French toast?
Does it require stale bread?
Yeah. That's the point of that's the point of French toast, is it not?
I thought the point was that you put it in like eggs and then you cook it.
Yeah, I thought the point was that it was delicious.
Bread with sugar.
This is like when I found out that banana bread was made with like brown bananas.
Yeah, yeah. It's old bananas with in bread.
But if it's old, why is it so delicious?
Sugar.
What are you implying about old things?
What do you think I'm implying? Listen, man, I am the oldest member of the Ratchet community, and I think I'm pretty delicious.
Yeah, so you should get your head on straight.
Apparently things that we put in the same category, banana bread and Zem.
Yes. Yeah, both two things that like any man would be overjoyed to receive as a gift.
That guy that you just went past is the one that I reference all the time.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So basically, something to note is that I'm about to do the sewer section, and in the sewer section there are 99 crystals, and you have to get all of them and sell them for a profit. I do have the location of all 99 of them memorized. Every top level runner of this category does. And so what I'm hoping this section will be is a demonstration of really cool movement and me not bonking on the boogers. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so basically you're gonna see there's all these gigantic boogers and small boogers that are gonna be just spawning all throughout the tunnels. They spawn in, like, not exactly random locations, but like I guess they're kind of random. Like, they can just spawn, but I'm pretty sure it's like within a range. But like their locations of where they spawn is never 100% consistent. And so I have never done this section without bonking into at least 1 or 2 boogers. And the day that I like can do this without bonking into any of them will truly be one of the best days of my life. So yeah, go ahead.
From like a casual perspective, where like you went in and then immediately did like the tira flips to get up that pipe. Like, I remember trying to do this and it seeming like totally impossible, where it's like, oh, here's this section that goes straight up that you can't do anything about. Have fun.
Yeah, it's meant to, those sections are meant to be impossible to go around. They're meant to block the player out from doing those sections until you get the Magna boots. But obviously, like I said, walls are just suggestions in this game. And, you know, if you believe hard enough, nothing will ever truly stop you. That's the best part of Ratchet and Clank. If you just continue to constantly believe that you can overcome whatever stupid barriers in front of you, you will succeed. It's truly the kind of stuff that brings a tear to an eye.
I want to say I even had the like magnet or gravity boots, whichever one are in this game, and just constantly getting confused by where I could or could not use them, and then feeling like 25% of the crystals were just inaccessible.
Yeah, basically, that is the intended point. If there's like a gadget you can get way later in the game called the Map-O-Matic that's supposed to let you see the location of where all the crystals are. But obviously, like I said, like at a certain point, if you want to be competitive in this category, you have to memorize where they all are. You just have no choice. But it's a really cool section, and like I said, it's a really sick demonstration of how fast you can go, especially in tight areas. And something else you guys are going to also notice, I did it before and I'm going to do it 2 more times. There are 3 intentional death abuses in this sewer, and you guys will understand more why later on, but essentially, the idea is they're, like, on PS3 specifically, the port has a bit of trouble with this particular sewer, because as you can tell, there's enemies spawning left and right. However, just because you leave the area that the enemies are in does not mean they despawn. And so after a while, your game just gets completely bogged down with the weight of all of the mobies that are just on screen, or like on you know, like registered like in the vicinity, and so the game just slows to a screeching halt. And so it's actually faster to die multiple times and reset certain tricky areas than it is to like try to play through the lag. And these guys are gonna try to kill me, and I'm not going to let them. This is probably the most dangerous area in the sewer right here, because like I said, the enemies just want to like kill you for obvious reasons. I mean, I am going directly into their home, murdering most of them and stealing all of their stuff. So
yeah, well, you can hardly blame them.
Yeah, so like, I mean, to be completely honest, I understand why they want to kill me, but just because they want to kill me doesn't mean I'm okay with it. So, you know, but in any case, we're just gonna continue just callously murdering all of these guys as we see fit. Am I at the right crystal count is the next question here. I think I am. I might have missed one crystal. I'll know better. I don't think I did. It's quite rare for me to miss a... Yeah, listen, if they deserved to live, then they wouldn't have been so hideously ugly. As opposed to me, the beautiful Lombax.
I love to... You're not murdering all of them. Just most of them.
Yeah, yeah, just, I mean, yeah. Okay, so let me see here. I think I'm actually good. Okay, I hate this area because they just spawn directly in front of your face. Okay, so I think we're chilling here. But here they get okay. Here they get their sweet revenge because, you know, they get to kill me now. So good on these guys. Score 1 for the boys back home. So that's the second of the 3 intentional death abuses. And so we, if I can. If my calculations are correct, we have 25 more crystals to collect, which they always are. So we're going to take this teleporter a couple more times here. And we're going to teleport here, and then we're going to go around like this, and then we're going to grab this right here. There's no way I've bonked 8 times. You guys are lying. No, I think you guys are miscounting what counts as a bonk. But I think that's understandable. Listen, as the streamer, I must admit, sometimes I don't properly train my chatters to spot things appropriately, and then I get upset with them for not knowing what they're talking about. When in reality, it should just be me always being upset with myself for being a terrible teacher. So I blame myself for you guys not knowing how many times I've bonked. It's my fault. That's an intentional bonk, okay? You can't blame me for that bonk. 2 or 3 egregious bonks. Okay, that also wasn't a bad bonk, okay? Don't worry, I'm not just coping. There are good and bad bonks. An intentional bonk is still a bonk. Ray, whose side are you on here? Okay, that was... I understand that these bonks might look terrible, okay? But I swear that they're not as bad as they look. What are you laughing about?
I can't get over it, dude. That, especially with how nonchalantly you listed off. Yeah, breaking into their home, murdering most of them, and stealing all their stuff. Oh, man.
Listen, but like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's fair. It's all a fair assessment of what's, okay. Yes, I'm bonking a lot. Yes, I'm murdering most of them and stealing all of their stuff. But think about it this way, gamers. I deserve it because look how fast I'm going. Isn't that just like really cool how fast I'm going? Don't you guys think it's awesome? Surely you guys don't blame me for such things. When is the apology pastment? Wait, you blame me, Jiggy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want an apology video on the GDQ YouTube channel.
I mean, hey, bet. I can get that to your desk by tomorrow.
Good.
When we get the era of YouTube apology videos for like crimes against humanity. Like, yeah, sorry I killed all those people and stole all their stuff. My bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a ukulele. What can I do instead?
Oh, no, it's like... over then. No. Nothing will ever top it. Yeah, you're okay. I accept the apology. Type 1 in the chat. if you accept Zem's apology. We don't need.
No, it's
we don't
okay
need
if you don't accept it. I can
half-
get the ukulele. I can do that.
Oh, all right.
No, actually, okay, I can't get a ukulele, but what I can do instead is I can go on a website to find like a virtual piano and then like use my like PC keyboard to type on the virtual piano and play chords as I do the apology song. Is that something that would be like
I think that would be sufficient, yeah.
Okay. I see there's a chat message from Korean Scripts that says, can someone explain to somebody who played the game 18 years ago what he is doing? I'm going really fast.
Yeah, he's doing all the stuff you did, but now instead of 18 years ago and faster.
Yeah, and way faster. Basically, so anytime you're thinking, what is he doing? Just think, oh, he's going really fast. And you'll probably be at least 80% correct. So, okay, I actually will explain something here because this is going to be really tricky. So this is Blackwater. There's a skill point here for killing, I think it's like 20 or 25 enemies with the wrench. I forget how many it is. Again, I don't know the information. I just do the stuff. So I'm using the lightsaber here, which is, you know, conveniently not called the lightsaber in this game for legal reasons. But yeah, I have to use the lightsaber to kill a bunch of enemies, and I'm using the lightsaber specifically because it has it can hit enemies multiple times. Like, for whatever reason, it just has like a trillion hitboxes on it, and so it's very convenient to kill these bigger enemies because I can just like hit them like a million times and then hopefully I get the skill point right here, but I didn't because one of my kills got stolen by the Galactic Rangers. Par for the course. But anytime you see Du hast einen Stilpunkt bekommen, that's me getting the skill point. So I got the skill point, now I can just kill the rest of these guys with the actual guns. And
bear in mind, the lightsaber is added with a cheat code. So if any of you want to get litigious, now would be the time.
Yeah, I did input a I like to think of it more as a skill code. Like, I had to be really skilled to remember how to put it into the game. Because, like, when you think about it, like, what even is, like, a cheat, you know? It's like if you were skilled, but, like, different. And so, you know, we can just call them, like, what's like a cheat code between friends? All right, what's like a cheat code between friends, everyone?
Mrs. Puff would be extremely disappointed.
Yeah, but what Mrs. Puff doesn't know won't inflate her. So at least there's that.
Yeah, that's true. I imagine her life is just the time between inflations.
What is happening right now? What are we talking about? What is going on?
Well,
Cheating,
you know,
Mrs.
like
Puff, inflation, it all carries.
Yeah, like when like SpongeBob cheats and then like, you know, and then Mrs. Puff like blows up as a result.
What I learned in boating school was,
yeah, and then the blankety blank happens, and then it's first grade. Like, come on. Okay, so we are gonna go to the Starship Phoenix now. And I see a message from Stewie Tupac in chat that says, why does he play in German? So here you guys can see a case example of what I'm talking about. People ask me this question multiple times a stream, every single stream, which is why I have to have the German button. Now, I don't mind answering this question because I'm like, listen, I've been forged in the fires of answering the same question over and over. And so, yeah, basically it's 3.7 seconds faster. There's one piece of unskippable dialogue that's just slightly faster in German. Yes, I said the words one and piece in the exact in that order in a row. That's my apologies. Although I must say, after belaboring the issue for a little bit, I finally went back and read one chapter of One Piece yesterday. So now I'm on chapter 17.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Give me like 80 more years and I'll probably be caught up.
Yeah, at that rate.
Yeah. But I like it so far. I mean, you know, I'm not like in love with it or anything like that, but I like it. I've been enjoying it. Luffy seems cool.
Well, now isn't the time though, because people will like spoil you and stuff.
That's true. But I feel like the One Piece community gets it. Like they wouldn't spoil it. But I feel like maybe the like One Piece haters would just start frantically Googling things.
There's some stuff
and, like,
that people
yeah.
like routinely spoil all the time. There's something that is considered such common knowledge that if you don't know it, like people take no consideration of whether or not you're there.
Does this have anything to do with the time skip?
No, but that is another thing.
Okay, believes you. Oh yeah,
I, mean,
I
you
do
can
this
say
thing.
anything with confidence, and everyone will just believe you because the internet is never wrong, right? Right, chat?
Well, that's
pretty
definitely, yeah, that's definitely true. But also, I want to point out that I recently, that thing I just did where I said, okay, believes you. I recently had a friend, like Loader and I do that all the time. And I recently had a friend in my chat point out that that is speaking in asterisks. But I didn't understand what he meant when he said that originally. And so I said, can you give me an example of what it means to speak in asterisks? And so he wrote, okay, gives you an example. And I thought that was really creative. Shout out to Nick Astalis if you're somehow here. Okay, I gotta go up twice. Yeah, I said Astalos for about like 5 years, and then Nick was too nice to ever correct me. And then one day I think I was actually at a GDQ, and then someone said Nick Astalis' name, and I was like, wait, that's how you pronounce it? And then he looked at me and went, I just didn't have it in me to tell you.
Wow.
Okay, so I have to let you guys in on a little secret. There's a trick coming up that I have done in every GDQ run for the last 10 years of me running this game, and I have never missed it. And it is a very hard trick, and it's coming up very shortly. But first, I have to count to 75. So we're going to go gambling here. 14, 19, and 75 is the magic number. 22, 27, 29, 33, 35, 38. Ooh, that's not good. Hold on. 41. Oh god. Okay, that just killed me. I hate when that happens. That's not the thing that I needed to hit. But yeah, so now the count might actually get messed up because when you die, it definitely changes the amount that you need. This isn't like known, but I'm actually so confident that it changes when you die that I would stake my life on it. Or maybe something less serious as well. Like it's not really that big of a deal.
Man,
so that's
really
51.
Conspicuously hovered over the hole where you die with the possibility of getting blown up, and then got blown up while hovering over the hole, and then was upset when he died.
Yeah, but see, this is what I was trying to do. And go out of bounds.
Oh, that's out of bounds?
You know, yeah, that's out of bounds. Like, you're not supposed to be able to access that. Whoa! Bro! I got invisible walled! Oh, but I got the skill point. Nice. Okay. So now we're gonna do Scrunchless. And I'm gonna put my entire reputation as a speedrunner on the line here. And I'm gonna hit Scrunchless, or else I'm gonna, like, probably just, like, I don't know, probably just continue living the rest of my existence into infinity. So, here we go. If I don't hit this, then, you know, listen, it's not that anything bad will happen to me other than the 45-second time loss. But it's more so that like my like bloodline will just be like a little bit more cursed. So here we go. I hit it every time, baby. I never miss it. It's been 10 years of me doing this, and I never miss this, man. I am the scrunchless goat. Remember it, man. Put some respect on my name. I never miss it under pressure. That's actually a way harder trick than it looks, because the center of the rail is completely hollow, and so there's like a very thin laser. If you go back and watch the clip, there's a really thin red laser, and the actual width of the railing is essentially the same width as that little tiny laser. So it's a very hard trick to hit, but yeah, I debuted that on the GDQ stage on AGDQ 2016 10 years ago, and I've hit it every single GDQ run I've ever done since.
It's actually really easy.
No, it's not.
Who do you believe?
Oh. So, wait a minute. Oops. Oh, God. So after this, we're gonna, we have our union mandated break that I have to take. So anytime a run is over an hour, we have to take a break. And so I'm going to do my GDQ union mandated break after I'm done with this planet, so that I can get ready for octuple charge.
We gotta prep. We gotta get everybody prepped, you know, not just use them, the entire chat, you know. We gotta get snacks and drinks and get ready for the octuple charge.
Absolutely. And that one, I mean, the octuple charge that's coming up is I'm going to attempt to hit 8 frame perfect tricks in a row. And if I mess up any of them, nothing bad will happen whatsoever. But it'll be really cool if I hit it. So we're going to try. Okay. So, break time is coming up in 3, 2, 1. Wait, hold on. Actually, hold on. I gotta switch weapons here. 3, 2, 1, break.
All right, folks, we're going to take just a short break, and when we return, we're going to continue with this incredible Ratchet and Clank run. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't do it.
Welcome back, everybody, to GDQ Hotfix Oops All PlayStation Weekend. Zem, you ready to jump right back into this Ratchet and Clank run?
I don't know if I've ever been more ready in my entire life.
Oh, I'm so ready. Do it. Count us in whenever.
All right. I'm going to begin playing the video game again in 3, 2, 1, go. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to attempt octuple charge. Octuple charge is 8 frame perfect inputs in a row. So let's go. Let's try this. I got 1. Which is still more than 0.
just go back. You got time.
I mean, I have time, but...
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah. In any case,
you could have been so cool.
Fight. I could have been. They're actually... I'm pretty sure one of the first times this was ever done in like a community event. This is so stupid. The person that did it plugged in a turbo controller, and like everyone knew that they were using a turbo controller, and nobody cared because it was just really funny. I'm having a bit of a sketchy Courtney Gears fight, but I think I actually should be fine here. Yes. Okay, just barely clutched that. That's a... Courtney Gears is the one boss fight where everything can go horribly wrong. So I'm very happy that that did not happen. So basically from this point moving forward, it's just one completely gas movement sequence after another. So everything is just going to look like an insane amount of flips and cool stuff. So buckle up, buttercups.
Without any cutscenes or anything, it sure does look like you just barge in there and murder her too. Like this is Ratchet's just path of destruction.
I'm trying to think if there's any like like reference I can even think of that's similar to this, of just like a character barging into a place and causing extremely wanton destruction. Okay, wait.
Probably God of War. I mean, he might have a reason, but ultimately that's what he does.
Yeah, regardless of, you know, we all have reasons to do things. Okay, hold on, I can't get shot here. Okay, we're good. So I'm doing something called anime cancels. Which is when you cancel the anime. I guess it more specifically, in this case, I should also mention that anime means animation. So, like, whenever you pick up a collectible, there's an animation that comes where Ratchet, like, spins it in the air. But if you enter the tier guys as you pick the thing up, it cancels the animation, and you still have control over Ratchet, but the controls are extremely wonky, and so obviously when you learn this category, you have to learn how to move Ratchet inside the animation cancel. I also finished this with the 50 left on the clock, which means I'm not a fraud, which is great. If you ever have that clock read anything under 50, then you're a fraud and you have to reset the run. I don't make the rules. I just follow them deliberately and with extreme amounts of intention. So now we're going to do 3 vid comics as Loader and I talk about something else? What do you want to talk about, Loader?
I think I had a good idea. Maybe we'll just talk about those engines.
Oh, yeah, Loader was telling me before this all started that in drag racing, the engines that they use on the drag racing cars are designed to only be usable for 3 seconds. Because if it ran for any longer or was any more usable, then it wouldn't be nearly as efficient for racing. And I think that's actually epic.
Because, like, I didn't realize until I had seen this stuff about it that, like, the G-forces experienced by the driver of a top-fueled drag racer are greater than those of, like, astronauts who ride on the space shuttle and get launched into space.
Wait,
because,
really?
Yeah. Because one of the stats that the guy who put the video together shared is that the acceleration on a dragster is so extreme that it goes from 0 to 60 before it even covers its own length in distance. So, like, it's already going 60 miles an hour before the back wheels cross where the front wheels started.
That's actually crazy.
And
I mean, I feel bad for the amount of G sickness that the people in the drag cars must be feeling, but I mean, I guess they chose this life.
Yeah, I would imagine that feeling is most of the reason why they do it, because, like, it's such an explosive release of power that, like, people who go and sit in the stands say that it, and I think it might be also, like, measurable if you have a seismograph. It's like a small-scale localized earthquake, and they suck in so much air so fast that you can feel it in your eyeballs. And like, it's basically harnessing, like, a bomb, but for 2 to 3 seconds. And, like, instead of having a gearbox, they just have one clutch that's connected directly to the drivetrain, which means, so, like, normally if you're in, like, a regular car, it goes and it, like, ramps up the gear ratio to go faster and faster, but it just, like, because it's so explosive, it goes, but it can't, like, transfer all of its force immediately, so the clutch only engages in, like, the latter half of the race. And so, like, all of that insane acceleration at the start, if the clutch was, like, fully engaged, I'm pretty sure it would just, like, tear itself apart. So it needs to wait until the rest is moving fast enough that it can fully put the clutch on, or it will just explode.
I don't know if I'm enough of a car guy to be able to visualize any of this, but all I'm really understanding from this conversation is car go neum and face go.
Yeah, but like to an extent that you're like, oh yeah, you know, they go fast. But I had never heard any of the that before, where it's like so absurdly powerful. And I guess too, it's not a matter of they only have to replace some pieces every run. Like if he said if you're in like a drag racing tournament and your rig makes it all the way to the end, you have to tear down and rebuild the engine something like 136 times. And that even though it's relatively cheap in terms of some racing, which I also didn't understand, like each engine teardown and rebuild can be in like the tens of thousands of dollars. And so it's basically just tossing engines into the abyss over and over to get 3 seconds of insanely intense power that is unmatched in anything else.
This is like, what I'm imagining is the racing equivalent of that scene from American Dad where Roger elbow drops that one guy and then his head just explodes.
I mean,
but
yeah.
like constantly.
And to give you some more perspective too, so I guess it's not a matter of like being the fastest accelerating like land speed vehicles. I guess they're the fastest accelerating like on Earth created by man, like period. And they also use more fuel during that 3-second time than like a passenger jumbo jet does during takeoff. It's like
insane.
Everything about it is truly absurd. It's like the Baki of cars.
But do you think they ever figure out how to start in second gear?
Well, yeah, despite getting that, like I said, it doesn't even have a second gear, so that like puts Todd Rogers like even further in the grave.
Yeah, shout outs to anybody in the chat who ended up getting my joke there. Cars are cool.
Cars
Jiggy,
are cool.
Are you a car person?
Do you know? And this is true. This is a real fact. For a grand total of 1 month, I was a Forza Horizons creator.
Whoa!
Tell me more about this.
I had one video, one short of me making fun of car people go really viral on YouTube, and all of a sudden a ton of people kept coming into my stream and asking me what I thought about cars. What do I think about this? What do I think? Oh, how do I play the game? And so I would consistently like live stream the game. I have no idea anything about Forza Horizons at all. But kept getting more and more people coming into the show thinking that I was an actual like car person, and they realized that it was all gaslighting. It was all gaslighting.
That's epic. You should do that more often.
Gaslight? I do a lot of gaslighting.
Ooh, that's cool.
I should say too.
Wait.
On the back of me saying all that I don't care about cars like at all. But it's just such an absurd feat of engineering that I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that is actually really interesting. Andy, in this, yes, we're talking about people who double as cars. Or perhaps even cars that double as people. I mean, we're not really going to discriminate in this chat. Like, we're a pretty open-minded bunch here in this community. I need suck, shock, sniper.
There's also something really absurd to think about. Like, we all hear horsepower and it like doesn't really even mean anything anymore, but imagine the dragster is just a cart with 11,000 horses strapped to the front.
Bro, that would be epic. I would love that. Dude,
I
could you
wonder,
imagine
like,
what
how
that would
much
be like
space
in
they
real
would take
life?
up.
Bro,
Yeah, that's
it would
what I'm saying.
it would smell so bad.
You should take that like on a like country touring rodeo, like the original 11,000 horsepower.
Let's see here. This is not ideal. I need to do this. A lot of like high level Ratchet 3 playtime is understanding like your weapon management, like what needs to be where, and how you need to like navigate certain slight inaccuracies that happen just from being very unfortunately human. I will say, I think like Ratchet and Clank is one of those games where if you just do everything perfectly, it's the easiest game ever made. But but like unfortunately it's just really hard to do that. I'm trying to think of other games that are like that, where it's so unbelievably easy if you just do everything perfectly. Golf. Golf is exactly like that. If you just do everything perfectly every time, it's the easiest game ever.
I think that's every game.
Yeah, but I feel like some are easier than others. I guess maybe Connect 4.
You know, Connect 4 is a solved game for if you go first.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Dude, I don't know if you know this. I am unbelievably good at Connect 4, and I'm not even necessarily talking about the like just knowing the solved thing. It's like, because obviously you get taken out of the solved position because people don't know the solved position. So like people constantly just make like suboptimal moves. And listen, man, I am a tic-tac-toe, or a tic-tac-toe, a Connect 4 crusher. It's similar to how I guarantee nobody in this chat could beat me at WarioWare Incorporated. It's just, don't even bother trying. I don't even care if you believe me or not. Like, many have tried and all have failed.
You're just a WarioWare god.
Very specifically WarioWare Incorporated. I don't care about the other ones. I can beat you, and no, you can't. Don't even try to convince yourself that you can either. You can't do it. Don't even bother, DK Speedrun. I'm gonna save you the residual humiliation. By the way, this is like the salty spittoon of ranger missions, because if any enemy touches you, you just die instantly.
But it is funny that you can just make them walk off the edge.
That is actually true. Yeah, there was an event that I went to where I had a setup going where I would money match people in WarioWare Incorporated. And I had a friend slowly lose his mind as he witnessed person after person after person challenge me to a money match in WarioWare Incorporated, and every single one of them would lose. It was just a non-stop spree of people losing to me. And it was like, have you guys ever seen those movies where it's like, you just simply can't believe that there's like still a character that thinks that like okay, those like movies where the main character slaughters like 10,000 people, and for whatever reason the 10,001st dude is like, I can definitely win this. It was essentially like that, and my friend just getting more and more tilted as each like lamb kept walking up to the proverbial slaughter. Just don't do it, man. I'm trying to help you guys.
Who was it that was watching?
Oh, it was Bongo.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
I need this dude to not shoot me. I need this dude to not shoot me. There's a lot of things that can go very wrong here in the next like 2 seconds. I'm gonna shoot that guy and then we're good. Okay, we're chilling. I was in a bit of a precarious situation there. Yeah, Ted Coyote, the new Jujutsu Kaisen episode is a great reference to make in this exact situation.
You should...
Which I gotta... Go ahead.
Talk about the GDQ water circuit, since this would be presumably a very receptive audience.
Okay, so basically this was at a Games Done Quick. Actually, I know exactly which one it was. It was GDQ 2020. And me and Loader and our friend Bongo, we were really thirsty. But it wasn't enough that we were thirsty. We had to like we were also really bored. So we had to make a game out of it. And so the game was which water station at the GDQ is the best tasting water station? Like which one has the freshest, crispest, most delicious water of all of them? And so we start out by going to the one that was like, okay, we went to the one that was right outside the stream room first, because we were like, okay, logic would dictate that's a very high traffic area. One would assume that they rotate the water there extremely frequently, so the water is probably really good. And as expected, the water was out of this world. It was simply sublime. It was great water, 10 out of 10. We enjoyed every last drop of it. And then, so obviously, you know, all things have to come to an end, and so we have to move on to the next water station. And so we go to the next water station, and it's like, okay, the water's good. It's like maybe not as good. It's like 9 out of 10. We're slightly further away from the stream room. It's like, you know, one would figure there's maybe it hasn't been rotated as frequently or what have you. And so we're like, okay, that one wasn't as good. We'll just move on to the next one. So we go, and this trend continues where every single water station, the water keeps getting worse and worse. and we're just like, what is going on with this water? Like we were having like a whole philosophical discussion about what was going on with the water. Like, there's no way that the water can just continuously be getting worse and worse. Like, something has to be wrong here. Like, maybe we just like hit a bad batch, or maybe like at one point we were even talking about like, okay, maybe we need to wash out because we were using the same cups for each station. And we were like, okay, maybe we need to like clean out the cups to like reset the taste for each one. But then we had to be like, okay, but then what's like a neutral tasting water? Because if we're going to wash out the water with water, what water do we wash it out with to make it a neutral water? And so as we're like discussing this, the water is getting worse and we're getting more and more confused. And then all of a sudden it just dawns on me. And now bear in mind, there were 3 people here. There was me, there was Loader, and there's our mutual friend Bongo. And Loader was off talking with somebody else, and I'm just standing next to Bongo, and it hits me like a truck. And I look at Bongo, and I'm like, I know what's wrong. And he's like, what? And I'm like, at the start of this adventure, we were really thirsty. And now we're not thirsty anymore. And
did you go back to the first water to confirm?
Well, basically, okay, so Bongo, he doesn't even like. So Bongo just looks at me, and then he looks at his water, and then he looks back at me, and the first thing that he thinks before anything else, he just goes, "We can't tell Loader." We can't tell Loader we know this. Because in his mind, this was like such a righteous adventure that was now like sullied and ruined by this.
It was a quest. You were on a quest.
It was a quest. And I just completely ruined it. And so he just goes, we can't tell Loader. We have to keep this going for his sake. And I look at him, I'm like, and I hold my hand out, and I'm like, for Loader. And he takes my hand and we shake it, and he says, for Loader. And then I walk away, and then 2 seconds later, Loader walks over to Bongo. Loader, what was it exactly that you said to him?
I have no idea.
Well, okay, from what I remember from what Bongo said, that you walked up to him and you just were like, man, I just don't know. It doesn't taste as good. And then Bongo broke immediately and just started dying laughing. And then of course he had to tell him after that, and then the whole quest was ruined.
I'm still convinced that there were differences.
I mean, I'd like to believe there were differences, but I feel like the odds are stacked against you here.
That was a great story. Honestly, I love GDQ stories, like in-person GDQ stories. They are all just like a blast, and it just really makes me feel good when I hear fun stories like that, because then it's like that's the fun of being there. It's not just, yes, you're there to watch the speed runs and be with your friends, but in reality it's about the silly side quest that you get to do with the people that you really only get to hang out with online.
Yeah, everyone knows that the most fun. I mean, like, obviously, no discredit to the stream, because you know that's
no. It's this could get me in trouble. This could get me in real trouble. I actually think the viewer experience is better on the stream than it is in the room. That it's a different energy. If you want to watch the speed run, sometimes it's actually better to go back to your hotel room with a bunch of friends and put it on the TV. But if you want to be in the room for that energy, it's different.
Yeah, I think there is actually a certain vibe and ambience to the idea of just like being in the hotel room with like a bunch of people, and like the stream is like muted on the hotel TV, and like everyone's just kind of chilling and vibing. I agree with you on that one. I think that's a very important aspect of it. It's certainly on the. Ooh, this is not good. Okay, hold on. Continue. Keep talking.
You got this.
Basically,
I think it's just the different vibe. You know, you want the full energy in the room. It's special. It gives you power. You know, just like Ray's saying in the chat about the crowd energy. But then, yeah, if I want to watch this speedrun, sometimes the stream is where it's at.
I gotta not die here. Yeah, don't do it. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm alive.
Unless it's Jericho, Big the Cat, 2 players, 1 controller, in which case you needed to be there.
Bro, that was a run that cannot and will and should never be replicated. Okay, let me see here. I think that's good. I barely survived this on the hair of my chinny chin. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that I'm like doing a speed run, and there's probably people who want to know things about it. That was a really hard part of the run. And now here comes another part that's really hard.
It's all easy.
Bro.
Okay.
I just don't like when people call it really easy, because it makes me feel stupid. It makes me feel like that. It's like that feeling like when you're 7 and like you can't, like, you don't want to like tell your you like walk into your parents' room to let them know that you just threw up.
Did I tell you where I get the saying okay after things now from?
There's a thing that you do
where
you do that.
Like I said, it's all easy, okay? Well, anyway, I do it. But did I tell you where I got it from?
No, tell me more.
One of the boys that I worked with, anytime I would try to like discipline him in any way, he would always have the funniest stuff to say. Like, be like, all right, it's time to do our math or whatever it was, and he'd be on his laptop, be like, all right, it's time to put it away, and he'd be like, just don't worry about me, okay? I'm gonna keep doing this, okay?
So he's like the 8-year-old equivalent of Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
More like Shake, I would say, where he just does whatever and tacitly expects everyone to accept it.
Oh man, that show is so hit or miss.
Yeah, that's very true.
What are other really hit or miss shows?
Steelab.
Oh, that's a really good shout. Bro, that's another like instant GDQ classic. was watching C-Lab in the hotel room with Bongo. Oh, dude, I miss Bongo.
Yeah, it's miraculous that we hit like all the good ones at once.
Yeah. Dude, I hope he's doing all right. If any of you guys ever see Bongus Durgan in a Twitch chat, just let him know that I miss him. Oh, wait, I should have been weapon management-ing. Let me do this. I need Quack. That's fine. Oh. Gintama. I don't know anything about Gintama, but I hear from the weebs that it's good. I go to Dax 3. Maybe you were the reason they were good ones? Whoa.
No. We were definitely not.
I'm trying to think what other, like, anime I've been, like, I don't know, man. I keep trying to think of, like, anime that I'm interested in, and all I'm interested in is reading Blue Lock and watching Jujutsu Kaisen. And occasionally One Piece. I had to throw that one in there as, like, the personality. What's that? Yeah. I had to give Baby his binky. Do you all hear about the insane new ACM strat? Oh yeah, there's like a new bolt grinding method in Ratchet 1 100% that saves like 10 minutes. It's all check marks is very rapidly rising the ranks of good Ratchet category. It's like this category is the best one by far, and then like every other category is like, I don't know, it's like they all blur together after a while, because it's like you got this one that's the best one easily, and then you have a bunch of other ones that are just not this one, but are my PS3. Okay, I thought my PS3 crashed. I thought it was like retaliating against me for saying that. That was awesome.
If you guys want to know more about VidComics, consult Yolanda Andrew, also known as Yo Andy. He likes these.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I also like these now. I think they're fun.
For those who didn't know, that is his full name.
Yolanda Andrew.
Yeah.
True. A Tabby got
just
a
like
10-minute
mine
world
is
record.
so much loader.
So much loader. Well, behind by 6 minutes on the grind. That's epic that it saves that much time. Even Zem could get ACM. Bro! Listen, man. I'm tired of this slander. I'm good at Rack 1. Just because I'm not, like, absolutely cracked at Rack 1 does not mean that I can't put up good numbers.
Rack 1, more like Whack 1.
They were okay. I'm gonna take this opportunity to call out something that I saw in our little community. I saw people talking that good smack about my about when I had ACM world record. They're like, oh, the record's not good. Oh, Zem's not good at Rack 1. I think my PS3 actually crashed this time. Yeah, my PS3 just turned off. Yeah, I told you guys this was gonna happen.
Let's go. That's a 2. That's 2.
If you were as good at ACM as you claim, I would be your mod, right? Bro, there's like 2 people in the entire world better than me at that category right now. And I still like my odds of getting ACM world record when I go back. I'm saying it, man. People underrate me as a Rack 1 runner. I'm annoyed by it. But it's fine. I'll just, put up better numbers. In any case, uh-oh. Yeah, I fell for Crashma. Now I have to go into the loser chamber? I don't even know. What would you call this?
I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah, I think it also speaks for itself. I think my PS3 is routinely crashing over and over. Okay, well, I think I might either need a new PS3 or I gotta learn how to. Well, no, that's a pretty low agency answer. I think I'm just gonna buy a new power supply and get some thermal paste and then just learn how to like fix this. Okay, I'm gonna give my PS3 like a second and then I'm gonna try turning it back on. It's really disagreeing with me right now.
Just boot up the emulator and cheat back to where you were. Call it good.
Hmm.
Or I guess you could cheat with Rackman too. Cheating is always fun.
Yeah, I could, but I think I'm just gonna not cheat
I
and say
believe.
I didn't. Thank you.
I believe. Send your energy through the chat to bring the PS3 back.
Yeah, can you guys post some like the blessing of three-eyed Zem for me to get my PS3 back on? That'd be really nice.
I imagine this is very parallel to how Skids felt when we reset his timer.
Yeah, one time we were doing like doing our own like marathon like stream that like as friends, and our friend Skits was playing Paper Mario, and we basically like he was doing the graveyard shift and like none of us were helping him at all, and it was just him like sad in a room alone by himself playing Paper Mario, trying to remember how to do all the skips. And so we went in there, reset his timer 3 separate times, watched him brick his file and lose the entire run, made fun of him, and then just left. And then as we all just walk out, and we were like, hey man, we're gonna leave and go do something else. And he just goes, okay, bye guys. He's just like sad and like bullied and went wrong. Oh man,
I think
awesome.
he said thanks for checking on me.
Oh yeah, thanks for checking on me, guys. All right, it would appear as if my PS3 is back on. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull a game remove and I'm gonna finish underestimate, even despite the fact that my PS3 bricked. So let's just do this, I guess. Also, my controller's not working again.
Wouldn't your last save be from beginning of the game?
What's that? I mean, unless my file is just like completely disappeared, then it should be fine.
Does it auto-save?
Yeah, it auto-saves.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I think either tonight or tomorrow morning I have to get like a new power supply and some thermal paste. I was actually reading about this online, and apparently if you keep running your PS3 when the power supply is not working properly, there is a non-zero chance that your PS3 can explode. So keep your fingers crossed for me, everybody. That happens with normal computers. Love to hear it. Okay. Oh, what was I doing the last time I was here? Oh, I was complaining about people complaining about my Rack 1 runs. Oh god, that felt really good when I did that, but I'm not gonna keep doing that. All in all, the community is really cool, and I like them. It's a good community. Hey, have you guys ever been interested in running Ratchet and Clank games? Well, you should. There's a community Discord. It's been around for a long time, and it's really great, and we like it, and there's a lot of really fun games to play. And if you don't like this one, well, hey, good news. There's a bunch of them. And actually, okay, I'm going to say it. A lot of the Ratchet games casually are pretty, like, smelly. But as speedruns, I would say... I would say that, like, overall, probably like 90% of the games in our community are actually good speedruns and are worthy of merit and praise. Even, okay, I have an axe to grind with specifically All for One. If you guys don't know, Ratchet and Clank All for One is like one of the worst games in the series by far. But the speedrun for that game is hard and hilarious. Because all it is, if you're doing it co-op with 4 people, what you do is one person plays as Clank, who's the fastest character, and does all of the tricks, and the other 3 people jump off a cliff over and over for 2.5 hours. It's so funny. No, DK Spooter, that's not the copy pasta anymore. That's not correct. That's wrong. Now the copy pasta is different. Okay, wait, hold on. So I have to do okay. So there's a thing I have to do here called level stacking. I need to get an autosave. Oh god, I think I might have messed it up. Oh wait, no. Oh, I might have messed it up. I might have messed it up. I might have messed up the level stack. Please, give it to me, please. Somehow, please. No, not save. Load, maybe? No! No! Alright, so this is gonna be a mostly all collectibles run. Because I just lost 7 minutes. So I accidentally hit the wrong button one time, so we're just gonna blow right past this.
If you just didn't say anything, nobody would know that this collectible that you're not getting isn't part of the collectibles that you're electing to skip as part of all.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Listen, man. Thank you. Wait, hold on. Let me see this. What does it say? Almost all. Incredible. Yeah, I'm not wasting my time getting that titanium bolt. That one sucks. Oh wait, I'm not doing. Hold on, I gotta die here. I need to do the boxy. This one is hashtag for Turbulin. I gotta give him something to write home about. So there's a new boxy here that's actually really tough. But if I can do it, it saves 2 seconds.
Now that the integrity of this run is kaput, you can just pick and choose what you do want to do.
So true, bro. You're so smart.
You could actually just start over, and if you play it cool, nobody'll notice. True. Like, yeah, this is where we start NG plus, and then come in like 3 hours over it.
But yeah, basically, what's nice is if you here's something that'll really give you some food for thought here. So I want you to think about this run and everything that's happened and everything that I've... Oh, God, no. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta save this. I want you to imagine what this run looks like if it was done really, really well. And then that's what the world record looks like. So if you could just imagine that, then, like, that's the whole category. Isn't that awesome? Was that as funny out loud as it was in my head? Because nobody's laughing and I feel really dumb now.
Sometimes you just.
I mean, you said it. Just say it. You.
Wait.
Your words, not ours.
Hi. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what is the collectible that you're missing because of the mess up?
So there's a titanium bolt that normally takes 7 minutes to get. But we don't get it, and we do a really cool strategy to not get it. But I messed up the strategy to get it because I accidentally pressed the wrong menu. I pressed one wrong button, and then it happens.
After you pushed that one wrong button, you like smashed so many that it really looked like the game was completely not under your control as you were just screaming about things going wrong.
Yeah, that's basically what happens. Collectible Zem feels like getting percent. Oh my god.
We really need a full return to the grassroots of the categories just being whatever you want, and then leaderboards forming around them.
Yeah, I will say, one thing I don't like about the modern day of speedrunning, which I don't have a lot of complaints about the modern day of speedrunning. I think by and large it's pretty epic. But I do think that as communities have kind of like codified into their own like unique ecosystems, a lot of them have kind of lost the love of just like appreciating stupid things for the sake of appreciating stupid things. Like, it feels like sometimes the rules are too stringent and people care too much about like the specificity of how you're doing things. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I just remember the early days. Like, you know, I'm gonna be the old man screaming at clouds for a second. I still remember the days when one of the best Ratchet 1 runners, named Prince Vortex, would record runs on his laptop, and Nuka, who was at the time the best Ratchet 1 runner, would be in a Discord call with him, operating live split on his behalf, and then Vortex would just tell him when to split, and then Nuka would tell him how ahead or behind he was. And and also Vortex was at the time too poor to afford a capture card, so he just took his MacBook that he had and turned the webcam around and pointed it at his TV. And that's how he streamed and recorded everything. It was epic.
Speaking of being the old man, gone are the days of SVA doing moon jump percent.
I don't even know what moon jump means.
It's like the hold L to levitate, like action replay code. SVA, I think on Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess occasionally did moon jump percent, where he could just fly.
That's awesome.
Loader, my hero. Literally, the first time this weekend Zelda mentioned, I'm so excited. Yesterday was all about Mario, and today you mentioned Zelda. Thank you.
I think I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, but Jiggy wasn't in the call at that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just us and Ray.
Yeah, most of my old speedhead knowledge is from being a Zelda guy. But
I like Zelda.
Not really anymore.
I also like Zelda. I like a lot of the Nintendo stuff for speedrunning, even though that's like, as a PlayStation person, that's like sometimes extremely blasphemous to say.
Yeah, this entire event, you know, this entire event, there have been a lot of Nintendo mentions, even though the PlayStation Nation has been here.
Yeah, yeah, I actually have a video coming up, which, by the way, my YouTube is cool and you should subscribe to it. We have a video coming up where I unironically gas up Mario 64, and I had to leave a note in there, telling the PlayStation people not to complain about it, because I know how PlayStation people are. They will absolutely complain about me gassing up SM64. It's just how it goes. Let's see. Oh, okay, don't shoot me, please. And if I get hit by any one of these enemies, I die.
He's lying.
Who do you believe?
He's creating a false sense of tension. Now you have to get hit or they won't believe you.
I don't think that was the skill point. I can't hear. Okay, there we go. Not that it even matters, because we're only doing almost all collectibles anyway. But in any case, this is the last level, and this is the last really hard trick.
Oh, I'm ready.
There you
This
go.
trick
Hard
also
trick.
not
Don't
difficult.
say it, man. The amount of runs that I've choked to that specifically, I think it's like 3 or 4. But it feels terrible every time it happens. Oh yeah, you guys didn't get to do because I messed it up. Yeah, that sucks. But you know, life is full of disappointment. Well, gamers, I must say, it has been an absolute joy and/or privilege getting to perform for you all today. If you enjoyed this stream, then, well, first off, shout-outs to for Jiggy, for Ray, and for anybody at the GDQ side of things for putting this together. This is truly an honor and a privilege to get to perform for you all. But also, if you guys have enjoyed any part of this, then you should come follow my stream. I stream most days. Well, lately I've been streaming, well, I guess not this week, but a lot of times I stream like 6 or 7 days a week. I'm doing a subathon at the beginning of February. That'll be pretty tight. And I make a lot of YouTube videos, and I think they're pretty good. And Loader, tell the people things about you and what they can expect from you. Okay, get ready on time. It's coming up in 3, 2, 1. Time.
GG.
Wait, so Loader, were you actually going to say anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say that there is nothing to expect.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Zem, for showcasing this incredible run. It was a real blast to watch. Thank you for being a rep of the Ratchet and Clank community and showcasing an incredible speed run. We really appreciate you. And folks, if you don't already follow Zem, hover over the title of the stream, click on his name, and hit that follow button. That's what you should do right this instant. Do you have any other shout outs that you want to give out there?
Shout outs
to Joe.
Shout outs to Freakin' Del Prochus. I think that about covers everything.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again, Zem. This was absolutely incredible. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we're going to be jumping in to Medieval. Stick around. Hotfix will